What time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah?
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, who wants a treat, yeah? Keep listening.
Hello and welcome in to yet another edition of Your Show. A very big thank you to our friends at 911 Turbo for that amazing intro song. My name is Gary, and this is still, as far as we know, the only show that goes live 4 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday on the internet, and we're so grateful that you're joining us and that you continue to join us each and every time we come on here. Once again, live 4 to 5 p.m. It's very cool, scheduled viewing. And when you go live, anything can happen. And that's what makes this place so incredibly special. That, but mostly this. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Maggie Cam. Let's see where she's at. Oh, she looks like she's a little tuckered out here. Dozing off. It's a weird way to sleep on her pillow, hey? Look at her go. Marge, you having fun? How you doing? Yeah, there you are. Little action shot. The Maggie Cam for our fantastic friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. When you enter that facility, you are greeted by their greeting dog, Leroy. Leroy walks you to the till. You say hi to Mike or Rochelle. They guide you through your shopping experience. We're talking all the latest toys, outfits, treats, dry food, raw food in the fridges in the back. We're talking brand new buckle-up collars and matching leashes. We are also talking about the greatest cleaning station in the history of animal cleaning stations. Right there next to the raw food fridges in the back. They're also open on weeknights and on weekends, thanks to Kirsten, Shar, and Chris. All of that amazingness waiting for you over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. Well done. We got Dragon on the ones and twos today. Dragon, how you doing, buddy? All right, go Dragon. Go. He's on fire. We don't know what got into him today. Dragon is fired up. We'll get into more of that in just a little bit. Tuesdays around here, we do a little show we like to call the All Out of Angst podcast. Normally, we have our good friend Matt from All the Bands that joins us along with this guy with me right now. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Uncle Mike! Purveyor of all natural products. Also, purveyor of sweet swing moves on the chair.
I think this bearing needs some grease in it. Doesn't spin as good as the other.
You're always fixing
chair.
things. That's what you do. So we have no Matt today as he's putting the finishing touches on the big move. So hopefully he will be back joining us next Tuesday and will tell us all about the big move, as those are always full of stories. We know. It's now time to call up our final guest for today. Filling in for Matt from All the Bands, he is one half of the greatest movie review show on planet Earth. He is the Dragon. Dun, 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 dun. Here he comes. The best movie review show, by the way, is called The Viewing Room. New episode out today. Today. Along with a brand new OK Bloomer. Also out today. Or maybe last night. Not sure when it was. How are you, Dragon?
Is this an April Fool's joke?
No. There is no April Fooling here.
The chair just like
Joke's on you.
It's very okay. Hi.
There you are.
This is throwing me off.
Hello
There's
again.
no bench.
Hi, buddy.
Hi.
Can you? Everyone wants to know, why are you so jacked up today? Are you just a big fan of April Fools?
I am. I don't know. I got into some sugar today, but then Brando maybe put me in my place by telling me to punch me in the face. So that kind of.
I believe his exact quote was, "You have me at my wit's end, and I swear I will beep and beep your beep, beep, beep. Please stop."
Checks out.
Yeah.
And to be fair as well, all you were doing was just being hyper. You're a hyper kid, lots of sugar, asking silly questions.
I had a genuine silly question,
Yeah.
and Uncle Mike was the only one respectful enough to actually answer like a real man.
Hmm?
And he did. And he gave a very fair answer, and it was very good. I will tell the question. And
Nobody wants to hear it, man.
I said, if you were an animal, what animal do you think would be like the most attractive animal? That was the simplest question in the whole world, and it was a very easy answer. Nothing weird about it.
There's a good lesson here in the form of delivery. Because we were streaming. We beat Cowboy Kid today over on our Twitch stream, Dufferin Ave Media. Check it out. It's a lot of fun over there. A lot of fun. So we were in the middle of this big battle with Cowboy Kid, and then Dragon comes in and just starts peppering and asking that same question over and over while we're trying to play this game while we're streaming. Brando's in the middle of this game trying to beat it. We're on the last level, taking on, what was his name, like the Scorpion King or something like that. And you're sitting here peppering him over and over with your stupid question.
All that pepper made him a little salty.
That was it. He took him to his wit's end.
Yeah.
So now you know. You don't want to piss off Uncle Brando because he will suplex you through a table. We were close today.
To be fair.
Yeah.
Just once.
Yeah.
It would be pretty cool.
To be suplexed through a table?
I feel like we could have gotten some good shorts out of it. If
he would love to do
if
that.
we actually did a wrestling match. Like I feel like that would actually be kind of fun.
That would be really funny.
Right before the snow melts too, like just like in the snow.
I did backyard wrestling in the snow way back. My boy Big C. We did at his old place, just over here on the east side. We went in and we had like our own entrances and everything, had like music. And I powerbombed a guy off the top of a ladder through an ironing board. Oh, it was amazing. Backyard wrestling. So fun. So if you want to get into it, Uncle Brando and I could show you a couple things. That is for sure.
That could be a little training day.
We'll get you in there. All Out of Angst. It is an audio-only podcast. Again, without Matt being here, Matt from all the bands, also Matt from moving, and Matt from not being here. When he's around, we put the audio recordings out there for you, and they got a nice intro, and we got a song that we made. So much fun with this. And we're lucky enough to have guys that can fill in when our top guys are busy. So thank you again to Dragon from the viewing room. New episode, Moana. Ooh, are you going to do the Maui for us now?
No, I couldn't. I sang in the episode a few times.
Very good.
And that's what I'll do. I can't sing now. That would be crazy.
Bro, this is your time to shine. It's the one time when someone wants a Maui.
I can't. I couldn't. I did it in the episode. I have to give them something to look forward to. Okay, so if you watch the viewing room episode today, you can see there's some singing.
Teaser there.
There's a little exciting singing, because if I do it now, people are just gonna be like, "Oh yeah, he's bad at singing," and I want at least one free view before they realize I'm bad at singing.
Very fair. The first time I ever saw Maui was in Hawaii, in Kona. It was just like a year and a half ago, 2.5 years ago. That's the last vacation I went on. Beautiful Kona on the Big Island in Hawaii, and I watched Moana, and I got to look out on the ocean while I was watching. It's like, I get this. All right, this is pretty cool. And then the song, see the line where the light meets the sea, it calls me. Sing that song all the time. It's a banger. There's a lot of good things going for Maui. LB, not as big of a fan.
Yeah, we got into it a bit. No, we didn't.
As much as you guys do.
This was Moana 1.
Yeah.
Correct? Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I told him that I thought, maybe there were some things not perfect with it, but come on, it's an enjoyable movie to watch. The songs are decent, right? And I think the voice acting is pretty good. I think The Rock is actually a great Maui, and I'm not a huge Dwayne Johnson fan, but I think he did a good job. And I didn't sit well with Adam. I think Adam gave it a 6.5.
Dang.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. And I explained I also watched it with my cousins, and sometimes when you watch movies with your cousins who dig something and they're the target demographic for decent media, you kind of realize maybe I'm being not necessarily overly critical, because you still want to be critical on something and really look at it, but sometimes it helps you appreciate better that the people who this film were made for absolutely love it.
Right.
And I may not be the target demographic, but I can still enjoy aspects of it, right? And so I don't know.
But I understand too. It could be hard to put it in the same box as, obviously it's an animated movie,
right?
It's a kids movie, right? So to score that at the same level as whatever, I don't know, Inception or like I don't,
It's hard to
Goodfellas.
make
Like,
those comparisons.
it's kind of apples and oranges,
Yeah.
kind of. Obviously, it's still a movie that you still have to rank or score, but it would be tricky.
LB was on here yesterday, and he was talking about how his biggest beef with it is that Moana doesn't do anything. All the trouble she gets into, either Maui or the ocean, saves her. That's it. He's like, she has no skills. He compares it to Rey from the Star Wars. You know, Rey's treatment of like, oh, she's just this, female Luke Skywalker in Tatooine going out there and trying to find some cool stuff from the robots. And all of a sudden she has a lightsaber and all of a sudden she's like a super powerful Jedi. It's like, what the heck is going on here? Same sort of thing.
But isn't that how Jedis just come to be? They're just normal people until
This is how the movies work.
Right?
That's the other side. That's sort of, I imagine, where this guy's at.
Yeah, we had quite a lengthy debate on how I felt like, like she's like brave as one is, and she went out and
she took ownership to go out on her by herself and
leave home
learned
to
how
go
to sail and.
Yeah, throughout the whole time she learns how to sail. She's the one that restores the heart of Te Fiti. You know what I mean? Even though
knew there was more out there.
She wants Maui to do it, but Maui can't or won't because he's so scared, and so she literally just a regular person is pursuing a demigod and trying to make him do it.
Empowers him to really do his full potential.
In a way, she is Maui's confidence.
Well, and is any protagonist anything without their sidekick kind of thing?
Yeah.
I don't.
Luke had
I like
3PO
Moana.
and
I like
R2.
Moana. I'm
Yeah.
not. My friends and family can know that I like Moana.
Nothing wrong.
There you go.
I'm down. I'm down with
Hell
Moana.
yeah. It is April Fool's Day. You'll notice we got some things on the set here that totally tricked us. We yelled at Maggie because I thought this was a poop or a puke. Turns out these guys right here, just soap. Delicious smelling. I'm not going to eat this one, but I do want to.
That's terrifyingly realistic.
Poop soaps from Uncle Mike.
Well, and they have changed color a little bit. They were a little bit of a deeper brown.
Yeah, it's less poopy
So
looking.
they're even more
I legit
convincing.
thought we had a real accident.
That is the goal, to make it as
It worked, man.
lifelike
As possible.
as possible. It definitely has tricked a few people in the past.
And you grabbed it with your
Do you
hand.
sell these as April Fool's gag soap?
We don't. I've thought about it, and
It's very limited time to sell and use
I
them.
don't know. I mean, really, what I thought I wanted to do initially was do a totally separate website.
Oh.
So it's got its own landing page, its own
Full
check,
gag.
just so it's not in the same
Yeah.
realm as my stuff. But then put it in a super fancy box with gold leaf and ribbons.
Oh, yeah.
Put a front Le Poupée or something make it sound super fancy. Charge $20 for it.
Polish up the poop, man.
And so not only is the poop itself a gag, but the wrapped gift is a gag.
Double gag.
People think they're getting some some fancy perfume or fancy chocolates, and it's no,
It's shit.
it's a piece of shit.
You called the shit poop. I love that. That's a great gag.
Yeah.
April Fool's jokes. I got joked this morning. LB was coming in to do some cool stuff, like he always does, and he banged on the door. I was up, and I was like, I'm so tired. Maggie, let's go back for a little nap. So I got back in there 9 o'clock, and then he showed up. In the middle of this lovely nap, I hear a bang. I look over. Like, dude, somebody slashed your tires. Like, come on, man. Serious? Like, yeah, somebody slashed all. I'm like, all four? He's like, yeah, all four. You got to come and check it out. And I had no idea because I was waking up from a nap. So I'm like, I don't
Half
realize.
groggy and-
You don't realize it's April Fool's Day. So I'm like, all right, I'll be right out. And I was like, let's just actually see this. So I went to the front door and looked out the front. He had pictures of Slash the guitarist on my tires.
OLB.
So instead of giving him the satisfaction of knowing I got, I went back into the bed, laid down with Megan, and called him. I was like, I'm not coming out there. Click.
Would have been better if you would have gone
Yeah,
out and
he wanted
slashed your tires yourself. And then
I don't know who slashed these, but they did a horrible job. This is how you're supposed to slash them.
slashing.
Just turn it on, get some fake tires.
Yeah,
That would have been pretty cool.
It was right before we went to bed last night, and Amanda's like, "Oh, it's April Fool's. Like, maybe we should like switch the kids. I want to do this at some point, but while they're sleeping, it's getting harder because they're getting bigger.
Catching
But
them
like
on.
switch their bed,
rooms
like
while they're
carry them
sleeping.
out of each room
Oh, that
as
would
they're
be
sleeping and switch.
genius.
But one's upstairs, one's downstairs. It's like we'd have to do it at the same time. So Amanda would have to carry one. I'd have to carry one because obviously you need one out of the bed to get the other one in the bed.
This is true.
Suffice to say, we did not do that because I was like, I'm
that's
going to sleep.
so tricky to pull off. Too.
That would be, that would be a super good one.
Oh yeah.
I
Kids
did.
would be so confused.
Oh yeah.
That's really
It
funny.
would be a rude awakening. I did do one, the kind of the standard where you I put an elastic band around the kitchen sprayer thing.
I did that one too. My
And,
mom got so pissed off, man.
Oh, it's just so clever. It's easy. It's pretty harmless, you know. And I kept waiting. You know, I was making my coffee, getting ready to go, and I kept waiting. Like we're all in the
Someone's gonna
kitchen, like
use it.
someone's gonna do it, someone's gonna do it. And then I left, and I was, you know, driving down the highway, and maybe 10 minutes after I left the house, I get a call on the phone, and it's Amanda, and it showed up as
Divorce
Amanda,
papers,
yeah. And then it was Silas, and he's like, "Did you tape the sprayer thing or put an elastic?" And he's like, "I sure did. Did it get somebody?" He's like, "Yeah, it got me."
Nice.
Yeah, sweet April Fools, buddy. So, you know, and they, you know, it was hilarious. And the kids, obviously, we hadn't done anything. They were on the prowl the whole morning.
Yeah.
Like, what are they doing? Like,
Yeah.
where are you going? What are you doing? Why are your hands behind your
Walking
back?
on
It's like, whatever.
eggshells.
And we didn't do anything. So I was kind of happy that they were like high.
That was sort of
You
the
know,
April Fool.
exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Like they were high suspects. You know, and then they and then I left, and then they thought like, well, you didn't do anything, and then they were kind of bummed out, and then, no, but I did do something.
You'll get it when you're
Gotcha.
older.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right.
That it makes me terrified. Honestly, no, like I'm genuinely scared. Like if
the
I have
time.
kids one day, what they're gonna do? Like, because I did some stuff. Like,
Oh yeah.
I put salt in my dad's sugar, and
yeah.
I was kind of evil. Like I put a little bit of salt in my sugar, in my dad's sugar, like for his coffee, like 6 days before, and then like added a little bit more salt each day.
Ooh.
Just like so he'd
That's
get a little bit of
sinister,
a
dude.
taste for it. And then finally on April Fool's, I like put a ton in so he'd finally realize and noticed. And like again, that's so evil.
And now
And-
he's got super high cholesterol. And that's all your fault.
like literally my dad who was on high blood pressure
whatever.
medication, that was like literally like, oh my god, like I could
Ooh.
have killed the man. Like
Yeah.
and, like man, I definitely did some stuff like
Those little moves. My sister and I, we switched the sugar out with the salt on the April Fools, and my mom. It was like we forgot we did it. My mom did like a whole big bake of like baking, and we ruined everything. She's like, "What the hell were you doing? Why would you switch the salt with the sugar? You ruined all the cookies." Like, oh my god, why do people do this? I hate this day.
My
So I haven't
mom,
been a big fan of the
my
April
mom
Fools
did
anymore.
that not on April Fool's, just by accident. And it was, you know, Christmas baking. She would,
Oy.
I don't know if it was everything, but I remember one, like lemon squares or something. We're kind of eating them. It's like, oh, yes,
Not up
taste
to
a little
par.
different.
Not up to par.
And you know, the containers were in the same spot in the drawer or whatever, and she scooped from the wrong one.
I thought about
Salty.
taking a bunch of the cans and taking the labels off of them.
Oh, that'd be rude.
Oh,
But then,
canned
like-
vegetable, or
But like
yeah.
labeling them at the bottom so that everyone
Right,
would know
those safety,
anyways. Like
okay.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
because doing it and not doing something like that is just come on. But like if you write on the bottom with Sharpie, because then
Right.
everyone's freaking out because they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
They won't think to turn it over. Eventually they'll realize and turn it over. So
It's all there.
that would be. I thought about doing that, but it's like it's a lot of work, and like I don't want to deal with the original consequences
Yes.
of that, right? Like that just doesn't sound great. But
That's smart.
you could only do that, in my opinion, like realistically, if you wrote on the bottom. Otherwise, you just
yeah.
like that's too far, way too far.
I hear
We
ya.
did a thing though, like where we like put plastic wrap over. I forget. Maybe it was my brother's door. I forget.
Oh,
and
I've seen some of those.
put plastic wrap over it and taped it to the wall so that when they get out of bed in the morning, they'd walk into it. And I think he like pranked my dad with that, right? Like, yeah.
We had one where we went to our buddy's house, which was like John Lake School, directly out that way down Cascade, like 2 houses in from the corner. So like right there at the school. Went in the back, filled up a giant bucket full of apple juice, and then told everyone at school that it was piss. And then we walked in and we were drinking like, oh man, can you believe we're drinking piss? Awesome. We were like grade 6 or 7. Hauled and like walking all the way, like I guess it's not far, walking like 2 houses to the literal schoolyard and this big bucket. It's like, oh man, we peed in this. Ew, we're crazy. That was one of my favorite ones. Mostly because the apple juice made us sick. Because it was like
Because it
the
turned to
dirtiest-
wine
it was
after a
the
while. You left,
dirtiest-
been out all day.
the
it
dirty
started
old bucket
fermenting.
of apple juice. And we're going in at it. Ah, yeah, bathrooms in schools. That's a whole nother episode, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Happy April Fool's Day to you. This is your show, the All Out of Angst edition, hanging out with Uncle Mike from the All Natural Products, as well as the Dragoon, co-host of The Viewing Room. New episode, Moana, out today. As well, be sure to check out OK Bloomer, our Blossom review show, which I just adore. Blossom review shows.
We should have went live an hour earlier.
As an
That
April
would've
Fool?
been- Yeah,
Oh,
that
there
would have
you
been.
go.
That would have been real
Interesting.
funny. But
I do want to say it is time for a little read, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah,
I love these live reads. Okay, here we go. Coming in hot. Why work with Mobley this spring? What a great question. Well, if you're looking to buy a home, he's got your back. Mobley Urente with TMG, the mortgage group, works with multiple lenders to find the best financing options, even if you're self-employed, have non-traditional income, or face credit challenges. Ooh, it gets better. His services are completely free, and he is here for you from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Whether you need refinancing, a mortgage renewal, or just expert advice down the road, he will always be here to help. Mobley Urente, mortgages made simple. Hit him up, text or call anytime, 306-370-5804. Look at that, right on time. Love our newest member. And again, if you want to be like Mobley, you want to get your business up there, you want us to talk about how awesome the people and the environment and the things that you do with your business, we are here for you. It's so easy. Just send us an email. Get in touch. All right? It's so simple. We even have a theme song for it. Ready? Send us a little email to contact@dufferinave.com. That is the email. This is the theme song. Remix.
Oh, yeah.
You ready to get this thing out here? I saw you peeking in there. Can you see anything?
Yeah. I was looking down at the
Something over there? All right. Let's send her off here. 1, 2, 3. See you later. Beautiful. Old tough guy just throwing deuces up there. Like the kids say, deuces. We also got a website. Royal Anders made it. He's not coming in today. Under the weather, he says.
what?
Royal Anders, you make us so sad. Maggie's going to be the most upset because she's not going to get her 1,000 treats that he always
Well, I'll fix that.
feeds her when he gets. No, you will not. Dufferinave.com. Check it out. Super easy to maneuver because I don't like websites. And I said I would like a website that people can use. Streamlined it. It's awesome. So you can check that out as well. On 3, 1, 2, 3. See you
Get outta
later. Beautiful, beautiful throw. As we continue with our April Fools theme, we do have that video of me getting fooled this morning up on the socials, I believe, is what I was told.
I was going to make a list of things I want to talk about today, but then I completely forgot. So,
What a fool you are.
yeah, that's my April Fool's is
Got us.
not doing work I was
I
going to
should
do.
hope you're bringing something better than that. What were some of the things?
I wanted to talk about the movie we saw last night, but like I don't want to just sit there and talk about that. But like we saw a cool movie last night called Black Bag. Go see it. It's cool. It's
Black
interesting.
Bag?
Where is it playing?
Everywhere.
Okay.
Right now. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
a-
Right now.
it's not
Wherever
a-
you go to watch your movies.
It's not at a Roxy or the Broadway or something. It's like a
Yeah, it's more like a
theatrical,
wider
yeah.
like
Shout out to Coliseum Presents, though. AA run.
Searchlight Pictures. maybe.
Love those
Oh, yeah,
guys.
okay.
So you went and saw a movie called Black Box.
Mhm. It was good.
Is it about a black box?
I think it's called Black Bag.
Oh,
sorry.
Not as
Whoops.
interested.
Whoops.
Yeah, that's fair.
What's in the bag?
Anyways,
What's in the
It was good. It was
bag?
good. We enjoyed it. It's a spy movie, and it's like
Ooh.
very dialogue heavy, but it was
Okay.
decent. It's not real short, like hour and a half kind of thing. Like
Oh, yeah?
it's like
Interesting.
yeah, I like short movies though. I felt like it could have been longer, but like anyways, I just wanted to say that
Okay, what else you
good,
got?
good experience.
What else you got on that list that you didn't remember?
I wish I could remember. I had so many things I wanted to talk about
I assume
and
as
ask the
much.
class, but
Well, that's too bad.
one of them was if you were an animal. No, I'm joking.
I cannot stress this enough how frustrating it was with your questioning over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It was tough in there. So I'm happy that we moved on from that. Hopefully Uncle Brando gets over it as well. He's very
yeah.
upset.
Before I have to press charges.
Yeah, well, usually if Uncle Brando gets a hold of you, you're not pressing charges because you're dead.
Yeah.
That's just a little bit
Yeah,
about him.
maybe we should do like a a workplace HR thing where you're like, yeah,
Don't be like this guy and just have video of you ranting about all your stupid questions.
maybe don't rant in front of coworkers, and also maybe like don't threaten coworkers that you're gonna beat them up and kill them. Like that might also be like an interesting kind of like dual thing we could do.
I will say this: we don't need the second one if you eliminate the first one.
True. True.
Yeah.
His mind just got blown there a little bit.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Uncle Mike, how are things? Are you going to tell us a little bit more about this trick poop that you got here? What kind of soap are you making?
Well, it's kind of how it actually started was I was kind of repurposing. So the cool thing about soap is that once it's made, you can actually make it again into something else. So I have, anytime we make a big batch, you have a bunch of scraps, and it's like trying to figure out what to do with the scraps instead of just tossing them or they're small, so you can't really use them. So it's like, okay, you can.
I put them in the bag that you gave me.
Well, there you go. So the bag later, the poop soap got put on the back shelf, and it's like, well, maybe if we make a little soap sack out of hemp fiber, that
so
you
cool.
can put all their little
I
bits
use that
in.
thing
That's-
every day, and it's so fun.
Yeah, it's good
I'm never
scrubby. It's
wasting-
antibacterial. It
I'm
doesn't
never
get
wasting any
gross.
of the good soap.
So how long have you had that?
Honestly, this is probably a few years old. It started.
Still holding.
It still holds. It still smells great. It's
Yeah.
still, like I said, the color was a
almost ate
richer brown. It's kind of gone to a tan.
So that's the aging process.
Yeah,
of the poop.
yeah.
I
Just
see.
as it oxidizes, you're losing some of that coloring. But basically, I had a bunch of scraps that I was kind of shredding up. You put them in a water bath. They heat up and essentially mold back together. And I think I had added some green tea extract. And when doing that, the heat actually made it a darker brown at that point.
Ooh.
And then some of the bits, because I had all these different soap bars, so some of the little bits weren't melting down, so it ended up kind of chunky. And I had put some stuff in it, and I'm like, man, this looks like shit. And then, bing, light bulb. Why don't I make it look more like poop? And
Was
so
this
then it
around
was-
April Fool's or no?
Honestly, I can't remember. But yeah, and then so
Either
then
way, it
since
was
that,
a
yeah,
real
so then I was like,
eureka
hey, well
moment.
now it looks
Yeah.
like poop. I'm gonna actually make it look
Lean
more
into
like
this.
poop.
Hell yeah.
So I put like some, I didn't go as far to put like corn kernels in it or anything, but I put some other like little flower petals and some stuff, so it looks chunky, and then tried to shape it like a human feces. And then it's like, well, we can't just leave the animals out, so let's make animal-shaped
That was
ones
my
for
next
different.
question.
Yeah. So I did dog, I did cat, I did coyote. I did,
It's like crazy.
know.
Like, can you make deer pellets? Like,
yeah, I think I did actually. I made the kind of
course you
small
did.
little balls.
The different types of poopies.
And it's honestly, it's been super fun. I'll give it to guys at their stag or at their 40th birthday.
There's always a time and a place for a fake poop.
Oh, and somebody obviously always pulls it out and puts it by the toilet, and then the next person that goes in, like, what the hell is this?
You saw the reaction.
Oh yeah, it was like it's
legit.
genuine reaction,
Maggie,
and the
what
best
are you
is
doing
when I
with this?
come in after and just like, oh, I'll take care of it, guys. I'll just grab it. Oh,
I
that's
literally
even more of a-
screamed, "No, I can find a napkin somewhere. I swear."
Yeah, yeah.
We didn't need one.
So quite fun.
So, do you ever take orders to customize soaps?
We have in the past. It's generally reserved for kind of larger orders or like.
Okay. So I couldn't just be like, "Hey, I want like a soap dam sign," for instance.
I mean, you could, but I usually do ask for a minimum
Well,
order
of course.
quantity
You're
just
gonna
because
pay
it's
for it.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it has to be worth it.
Yes, yeah.
So
So yeah, definitely can do custom soaps. It's generally
what
reserved for like corporate people that are looking
like you
for
said, like buddies
custom-
that have like a stag or somewhere,
Right.
a stag at. You get
Yep.
little like wiener soaps, I imagine.
yeah,
'cause
yeah,
girls
or,
love wieners
or
on
poop,
the
poop
stag
soap.
ats. Yeah,
But
that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Damn 20 promo code, by the way. Check it out. Head to the website and you can buy whatever you need from Uncle Mike and his all natural products and get 20% off.
Yeah, give me a little note and I'll throw you in a free poop soap too, if you really want.
Poop that soap.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Imagine it's just like someone, so what do you do for a living? Yeah, so I research animal feces and then I create soap to meld into like. That's kind of cool, honestly. Like,
good, yeah.
You could one step further,
Uh-oh. Wait
make it
for
edible.
It
Yeah,
is
I
edible.
mean,
You could eat
technically, it is edible.
You've
I mean,
seen
it
me
is
eat the
still soap,
You've
right?
seen
So
me
I
eat
mean,
the soap.
you can make brownies that are poop brownies, but then it's not poop soap; it's poop brownies.
I just mean like that would be crazy because like imagine picking it up but also taking a bite out of it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for
Oh
the
my
effect.
God,
yeah.
I would have screamed. Like if that happened today, I probably would have screamed.
You ever seen the movie Caddyshack?
No.
Ooh,
No, I know.
Caddyshack.
Is it on your list? Maybe
better
Every,
be.
mo-
It
every,
will be- it
every
will be
movie
now.
is
Oh,
eventually.
okay.
Yeah,
They have a
isn't it?
scene where Bill Murray has to clean out the pool because somebody pooped in the pool at the I guess clubhouse facilities, and they clear out the whole pool, and Bill Murray's in there, and he's swimming up to it, and he grabs it, and the old ladies are all like, "Oh, he's grabbing the poop." And he takes a bite out of it. Says, "It's a baby Ruth. It's okay. There's just a baby Ruth."
Is that the one where he gets like stuck in a tree, like or he's like inside the tree?
No,
Which Bill Murray movie is that? Where he's like
I don't
in
know.
in the tree,
he is in trees a lot. He's the maintenance guy there. It's like Cinderella story.
inside of a tree, talking to someone. What
He
movie
does
is
talk
that?
to Chevy Chase inside his house while playing through.
Oh.
Either way, you would know.
not
You would
sure.
know Caddyshack. Trust me, it's one of like the greatest, not just sports movies, but one of the greatest movies of all time.
Well, Happy Gilmore is the best sports movie.
It was. I mean,
It's
yeah,
right there,
It
man.
was.
This was Happy Gilmore before Happy.
It was
Gilmore.
the golf.
Think
Yeah, I
about
was
it.
gonna say it was the
OG
golf
Happy
movie
Gilmore.
before Happy Gilmore.
It's an incredible show. Highly, highly recommend checking out Caddyshack. It's a very fun one. As we continue, what's going on around town this week? Does anybody know what's up? Do you have any updates on the community in which you live?
Shoveling snow again, I
Yes,
guess.
Yeah, it is.
Well, they just did, and I'm gonna pull it up because I
There
don't
he
want to. I don't want to get it. They just did this over the weekend at the Western Development Museum.
Gardenscape.
I believe.
Was it Gardenscape? We talked about Gardenscape, and it was apparently awesome. They
I
had the super dog shows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like doing the agility and stuff.
Yeah.
Supposed to be awesome.
the Prairie Pop Culture like thing at.
That's the one that LB was talking about. How do we miss out on that? How do we not get a booth at this one?
I don't know. It was cool. I actually messaged the group chat 2 weeks ago and suggested to have presents there. Actually, so
Hold on. Did it get mixed in with the 12,000 other messages that come through the group chat?
yeah, probably.
I feel like we probably missed that one.
Or get masked by the question: if you were an animal, which animal would you find?
Which animal would you find most attractive?
if you were
By the
here,
way, this Saturday.
I love this.
I know it wouldn't be a friggin' porcupine.
No.
Had a bit of a run-in with a porcupine
Tell me
last
more.
week. Well, it was, I don't know if it was Wednesday or Thursday night, and
Hold on. Was Penny involved?
she was.
Oh, no.
Yep,
Tell me
unfortunately.
Penny's-
And
oh,
it's,
no.
our
It's beautiful
dog.
puppy.
Your dog. Okay.
Yes, yeah. So not the first time that we've had a run-in with a porcupine on the acreage, but the first time, or the last time, I guess, was maybe 25 years ago with a previous dog. I
Has
was,
been some
it was
time.
maybe even longer than 25. I don't know. I was a teenager or younger than that. So anyway, we wake up to some barking, which is not uncommon. Normally
Doing
we
her job,
put
scaring out the coyote.
exactly, and a lot of coyotes. Actually, I'll show you a picture after the show where there's we have a picture where deer walk across our field, which is like super cool. And then I think it was the next day or 2 days later, there's coyotes walking in the same
Just
spot where the
following
deer were.
pack,
Yeah, it was
man.
kind of.
Oh.
But yeah, hearing them lots lately, and normally we put Penny, like she has a dog door in the garage. Lately, because of the coyotes and the barking, we've been putting locking the dog door or whatever, so she doesn't get out in the evening to go barking and whatever. This night, for whatever reason, we forgot to, and we hear some barking. It's about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning maybe, and the bark just sounds a little different.
Yeah.
you know.
You can tell something's off.
So it's like, shit. Okay, well, gonna go out and check. And at this point, it's like, well, we'll lock her in the garage because she's obviously unhappy or worried or whatever. And so sure enough, go out and she's found a porcupine and only like maybe 35, 40 quills
Only.
in her. Well, honestly, like I've seen it much worse in
Yeah.
pictures, and I've seen it when Kurt got it. Like it was like the big long quills, like in the mouth, in the gums, everywhere in the snout, like right in the nose. This was like kind of a little cluster on the side of the face.
So not as bad.
So not too
My
bad.
gosh.
But Penny is like she gets scared kind of easily. She's a little skittish. So, and she, like, they honestly didn't bother her. She was just like
minding her
kinda-
business.
Yeah, just doing her thing. And so I'm like, hey, Amanda, like, I'm going to need help. We got
Get
to,
these
got to
frickin'
get these
spears
quills
out of
out. So, and again, done it before, but like 25, 30 years ago. So it's like, okay, well, we got to like get a blanket and kind of try to put it over her and hold her steady. and I get a pair of pliers and try to pull them out.
How hard do they pull out? Do they like barb in?
They do barb in, yeah. So they're
So you gotta, it's like
again,
sticking a
these
fish
ones
hook
were
in.
not as bad as I remember, and like even looking, like you couldn't even see the barb. Like it's a pretty. I'm assuming the barb is to scale with the size of the quill.
there's a
So the
little
bigger the
baby-
quill, the
little
bigger the
baby
barb,
raccoon,
kind of thing.
Or
Yeah.
raccoon, porcupine.
Yeah, or just caught him on the side, like not the tail or not the back of the head or
Unintentional
whatever.
quilling.
Yeah. And so yeah, we get a few out, and then she's kind of like she goes into her little kennel and is like, yeah, this kind of sucks. And eventually, we got the rest out with some treats and whatever. But yeah, not the way you want to be woken up. At 5
What time was it
o'clock
at?
in the
5 in the morning?
4:30.
Oh, did you even go back to bed, or was it like a...
Get a nap
we attempted to, but it's like by the time it was all finished, because I couldn't get them all out at once, so it was like, okay, we gotta like, and then eventually it's 7 o'clock, and it's like, okay, well, obviously I'm not gonna go back to bed now, so we tried, and it's like, yeah, no, it's
Sorry to hear.
stupid. Yeah,
I'm glad she's okay.
it's all good. Yeah,
the big one.
she's good, and that's.
No
That's
infections.
just part of it. No infections as of yet. I do have a vet just down the road from us, so
that's nice.
I didn't message him at 5 in the morning, so I waited till like 7:30, and just like anything we should like.
Yeah, what's the protocol?
Be mindful
What
of,
do we do
or
after
like,
you
and then
get
I mean
porcupine?
Google too, right? Like this day and age, the internet. If I have a question, I go to the internet. Like instead of even asking somebody that would be knowledgeable on the topic, it's like I'll just.
It's the blessing and the curse of the
Yep.
internet,
Yep.
right there.
Yep.
Everyone fancies themselves professionals now.
Yep.
Because basically you are, because you have the internet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Porcupines. Dang, you got any porcupine stories?
Thankfully, no. I've like, they're called, what are they called? Marmot. You know what a marmot is?
Yeah.
We had a tree fall down at a cabin, and there was a marmot, and we had no idea what a marmot was until we like took pictures of it and tried to like cross-reference with Google, and that's
Yeah.
how we figured out what it
Internet.
was.
Again.
But yeah, like we couldn't figure out what it was or if it was dangerous, and it kept coming out into our yard and stuff, and our little puppy was outside. We didn't want her to get like attacked
Right.
by this thing or whatever, and
Aren't they just like
they're
weasels?
they're like rodents, like
Yeah,
beavers,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
small beavers without the tail. I think,
Yep.
right? Is that kind of like?
Yep.
But they're
yeah.
not like mean, are they?
No,
They're
like
not.
the-
territorial. I'm
Generally,
pretty sure. Yeah, like
But they're not
if
like
you
badgers or
if you pick up a
wolverines.
raccoon, it'll attack you, kind of thing, right? And that's the same thing, I believe.
Yeah, we were doing. I mean, if you want a marmot story, it's not really a story at all, I guess. But
Welcome to Animal Talk with Uncle Mike. Tell me
we
more.
were hiking, Amanda and I. It might have been our honeymoon-ish, and we were somewhere up in Yoho National Park, I believe.
Yoho. Where's Yoho?
And it's like just on the other side of Banff.
Oh.
So
Okay.
it's like one of our favorite places because they have just awesome, I mean, great climbing, great hiking, beautiful views.
None
It's
of
not
the
it's not as like
touristy gimmick
accessible,
stuff. Yeah.
for some people. So then you don't get the crowds, not as busy, not as
that.
Are the
you know,
trails
and-
groomed and stuff?
Oh yeah,
or
like
is it-
there's
Everything's
trails
taken
and there's signs and there's like everything.
Very
You have
intimate.
to you have to be a little more maybe have to do a little more research because there'll be a sign and then it's like what is this place as opposed to you go to Banff and like go get information and whatever and
It's
just
like a
follow
little
the group.
secret, hey? It's like a little
yeah, it's
secret
kind
that
of
you don't want, as you tell our two viewers.
yeah, and I believe it was. I can't remember a Cathedral Peak or something.
You know
like
what's
that. And
you
we're-
know it's sweet when you remember the names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I loosely remember it.
I
It
remember
could
Troll
be-
Falls.
Oh,
I
yeah.
walked to Troll Falls once in Banff,
Nice.
or just outside of Banff. It was very nice as
And
well.
became a troll. Anyway, we're hiking and yeah, we kind of see something in the distance and like, up there it's like you got to be
Be ready.
looking out for bears. Like that's kind of the biggest
Mm-hmm.
thing for grizzlies or whatever. Any kind of bear, but grizzlies specifically. Because it is a less known trail or less commuted trail, whatever. So you kind of see something in the distance, like, what the hell is that?
Sure.
And, it's okay, well, it's not a bear. It's like we keep walking. And then basically came across like a marmot party kind of thing. So there was just, a number.
marmot
Well,
party?
I don't know what,
Wow.
like it's not a murder of crows. It's not a herd of sheep. It's
No, you're right.
It's a party of marmots. I
That's
don't know what they
incredible.
call it. Yeah, it was super cool. And they're just like, they're kind of like
you know what a marmot looks like?
Yeah.
They're crazy.
Yeah, I told you. They're like fatter weasels.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no real story. Just a
How
cool
many were
little like I don't know, 30, 50.
I'm just the kind of guy who like only like 2 years ago saw his first ever marmot. in
Yeah,
the
I mean,
wild.
I had never seen one before.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I remember. I really remember this because it was like, oh my gosh, like
Well, it's out of the norm.
I had a
for
marmot jacket. Like there's a company named Marmot.
And me
right?
too.
And,
I was like, but again, like they look like a beaver on the logo, anyways, right? So like,
yeah.
yeah, so strange.
That being said, we've also been dry, like pretty much. I don't know if it's because of the winter, the weather, the lack of food, the more food from farmers' fields. But we like driving home, you know, around supper time. I'll head home, and I think it was Sunday night we were coming home, and there was I think 60 deer in the field, 50 or 60 deer, and like every time we've seen like 30. And then, you know, it's like, oh, now there's
growing,
like, now there's
yeah.
50, you know? It's like,
Little
oh,
babies are growing up.
crazy. It's
Wow.
super cute.
I
yeah,
was
super cool.
I was driving to Rosthern for their winter festival like a couple weeks ago,
Nice.
and yeah, there was like 11 deer on the side of the
yeah.
highway, just like sitting there, and I was
Yep.
like, oh, there were statues at first because they were like completely still, right? And
Yep.
it's just, I mean, I'm not no stranger to seeing deer driving up to like Emma
Right.
Lake and stuff like that for summers, but
A
like
little closer to home.
really interesting just seeing like I get what you're saying, like seeing like 11 of them
A
just
mass
standing
of them,
there,
yes,
like
exactly. Anytime you
5
see
minutes
it,
out of the
like
city,
it's
yeah.
not uncommon, obviously, to see deer in Saskatchewan or whatever. But when you see like,
A herd.
yeah, or like I remember, I don't remember, but seems to be a common theme for me. I remember the instance. I don't know where I was going, if it was for work or for pleasure, but heading out like number 5 highway, I want
Hell
to
yeah.
say,
Yep.
and antelope, and just like there was probably hundreds of antelope.
like on the way to Elbow kind of highway. Is that the
No,
highway?
That's way down to
that, no,
Calgary.
that's
Oh no, going
yeah.
out that way. That's going out Humboldt way.
Okay, not 5, 7.
7 is Calgary. That's
Yes,
the one.
yeah. So, and yeah, and it might have been for work. Like I figure, I don't know.
What about moose? You guys ever mess with any moose?
There's been moose in our property. It's like so Penny was like, we had seen them and like, yeah, last year and then this year again we saw them. They weren't coming as close this year, and then
Beautiful,
we woke.
majestic beasts.
It was like I think it was Christmas Day or Boxing Day, and there was one like, I don't know, 50 feet out our front door kind of thing, and of course Penny is like, well, I want to go check this out, and
Look at this
Yeah.
giant thing.
and the moose, like, you know, she wasn't that close, but like the moose kind of turned to her quickly, and yeah, she quickly got out of there because she was barking at it, and like when the moose is like, "You're friggin' way smaller than me,
yeah,
dude.
I can give you
take
one of
out."
these.
But
And those guys.
yeah, and I think it was the same day I saw 3 moose in the field across from our driveway. Turned the corner, there was
Wow.
a dozen deer in the field, and then like a flock of quail. Just like I was like, this
your
is like
house
the coolest thing ever.
is literally like the same place Snow White lives.
It's and the weird thing for me is that like, you know, I grew up there for 18 years
Yeah.
and never saw a moose, never saw that many deer, never saw the quail, never saw a lot of stuff.
Now, is that
And then
because you weren't looking? Because you were a kid, you had better things to do?
I think it's more of a like and like when I say environmental, I'm not just talking about weather, but like food. I mean, it's all kind of dictated by weather, I guess. Like the amount of snow, like as the warmer climate is pushing up, like there's wild boar like just down the road kind of thing,
I
where
heard
like they
those
never
numbers are
used to
picking
be.
up, too.
Oh yeah. I mean, the numbers of coyotes that we've seen, like growing up in that
area.
there for 18 years or however long I lived in that house, I don't think I had ever. Maybe I had seen a coyote like run across the field once, but like now it's a common occurrence where you see, oh, there's 3 coyotes just walking across the opening, you know. Or we found a moose shed in the bush like a couple
Big
years ago.
ol'
Like, oh, shit,
antlers.
there's moose around here, and then it was like the following year after, where like, oh, they're in the yard now, and you see them. Like
Making
you have
their
to
way.
kind of be cautious of
Yeah,
you
dude.
know where you're going or what the kids are doing or what the dog's doing or whatever. But
Definitely
super cool.
It definitely seems to be like a demographic, like kind of like whatever, because it's like there's so many rabbits in the city now.
Right.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like an insane amount, especially on my block. Like I see a rabbit twice a day kind of thing, right? Like
Right.
it's ridiculous. And they're big, fat rabbits
yeah.
that like
Yeah.
blend in with the snow, right?
Their home used to be their home, and then we just went in there.
Yep.
Was it
Well, I think
paved paradise and put up a parking lot? That's what we did.
you
And
think of
now
all the
these
stuff. They can get
animals
so
have nowhere
many
to go.
backyard gardens.
Oh, yeah.
Right. We have a backyard garden, right? And tons of people, more and more, I think nowadays have it. You know, especially since COVID and that stuff. But like, there's easy food here, and what are their predators?
Yep.
Humans.
Cars,
and
cars,
Yeah.
and the coyotes. Like they stay out of the city for the most part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you see the odd coyote in the city, but like
Man, have you ever
I'm
seen,
not in rabbits.
have
right?
you ever heard, not seen, but heard a herd of coyotes feasting on an animal? I'm sure you have.
Possibly.
Like
It's the
yipping?
most horrific sound. No, like when they get something. So back when I was out at Blackstrap, all the time you'd hear howling. Like, all right, the coyotes are out. And then it picks up, and it's like howling from all the coyotes. Mixed in is this horrifying scream, screaming of an animal
like a
begging
baby.
for its
Like
life.
it sounds like a baby.
A little, and it's guaranteed it's a little baby deer or a little baby.
Well, or because what the
horrifying.
coyotes do, I don't know if you say coyote or coyote, but both are
Either
acceptable,
way,
I believe.
Absolutely.
So what they do for, they will like trick farm dogs, and they will make this sound, so it sounds like an injured animal,
that you could
and
feast
then
on.
the dog goes out, and then there's a pack of coyotes waiting to.
Those coyotes,
hop.
man. Oh,
Yep.
yeah, it's horrifying. So the point here is, if you hear that sound, just try not to listen to it because it's horrifying. It's so sad. But it's nature.
Yep.
That's the way nature goes. We get it. So I don't like having to hear it.
No, especially when it's
Coyotes
when it
are
wakes you up.
very
Like there's not
dangerous,
many
yeah.
times, you know, even over the last year. Like I'd hear the coyotes if I was outside, but I wouldn't necessarily hear them inside. And the last like week or two, it's like not only hearing it inside, but like waking me up.
Yeah.
Where it's like, what the hell? And like I think it's one of my kids crying
Get
or
all
screaming
scared,
or whatever.
yeah,
And it's
and
like, well,
then,
they're not really at an age where they cry or scream so much anymore. But it's like, where's that? And so I've gotten up a few times and like I'm
it's
going
just
the hallway. It's like,
coyotes
oh, just outside, like
eating,
coyotes, whatever.
Ugh, that makes me so sad. Nature is so scary.
Yeah.
That's what I learned. Mother Nature needs to chill out.
Yeah. Well, and then you think like as the city expands, right? All these animals that used to
Got nowhere
live
to go,
in
yeah,
like
that's
in the
their spot.
Stonebridge or the Briarwood or the whatever, you know, it's like
All
well
that.
now they're being pushed out of their, you know, their homes.
That makes me think about the people that try to help those animals in this city. Like the Living Sky, I believe, is one of them. Where we Brexy saved a bunny and took him over there, and we saved a duck, I think, or a goose when we were living on Roost Street. But there are places in this city that take these animals that have been pushed out, and it's very, very cool. Pretty sure it's called Living Skies. So check that out. Our buddy Simon Hyatt, who's in tomorrow for the All the Way Around table, he works with them in some sort of way that I can't really remember right now, but it's very cool. As we continue on the Tuesday edition of your show, it is the All Out of Angst podcast, almost. Dragon filling in for Matt from all the bands, while Uncle Mike is here from all the natural products. 20 promo code. Still in effect. You can head to the website and make an order there and get 20% off. And if you ask nicely, Uncle Mike will put a poop in there too for you. As it is April Fool's Day, happy April Fool's to you. We have some April poops. I was going to try to do pools, but it didn't work as well.
No.
So we've been talking about pranks. We've been talking about Mother Nature.
Everything under
And
the sun.
so many other things. Now, I do want to finish up talking a little bit of baseball. I know you guys, maybe you a little bit of a Blue Jays fan over there yet?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Getting in there? Have you been watching it all?
I watched Thursday's game last week, but that's all I've seen.
That was the opener, I believe, wasn't it?
Yes.
Season opener. Horrible. We watched it in the studio here. It was a disgusting display of baseball. As the Jays lost like 11-2, I think. It was.
Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But they leveled off a bit with Baltimore. They split them, and then they took a victory over Washington yesterday. Back at it again today, back to the top of the rotation.
Gosh,
the
that's a lot of
thing I
baseball.
wanted to talk about, we've got a kid named Bowden Francis. So this guy, if you're going to take anything from this episode today, take this home with you. To end last year, his final 6 starts, 3 of those 6 starts, he had a no-hitter going in through 7 innings. 2 of those 6 starts, he had a no-hitter going into the 9th inning. And he ended the last month and a half as the best pitcher in all of baseball. This guy's a 26-year-old kid. No one's talking about him. He comes out of nowhere, and he ends the season on such a high note. And everyone says, okay, well, that could be cool if that happens again, but it definitely won't. First start yesterday as the 5th guy in the rotation for your Toronto Blue Jays. This dude comes out. What do you think he does? What do you think he does when he gets out there? First start of the year.
No hitter. Strikeout.
No hitter through 6 again.
Oh. I know some words.
Can you believe
about
that?
Baseball.
Like, this kid is not supposed to be good, and he does it yet again. Unfortunately, this time in the 6th inning, he did allow 2 home runs. So he ran out of gas a little bit at the end. Jay's still taking the win, but Bowden Francis, another no-hitter bid.
Wait, how
going
many
late in the
innings did he
game.
pitch?
6.
That's a lot, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. He got up to about 94 pitches.
That's
He ran out of
a
gas at the
lot
end.
for someone. Like, that's a
Yeah.
lot to put someone through. Like, I feel like 4 or 5 innings is like,
Dude,
you know what I mean?
have no idea.
What?
All these pitchers now, they got nothing on real pitchers from back in the day. A normal starting pitcher in baseball, even if you look back like 15, 20 years, routinely would throw 120 to 150 pitches per outing. Now everybody has pitch counts because all of the human body has literally ran its course for pitchers. Like every single one of them coming up has a time bomb in their elbow. Like the ulnar, there's some sort of thing, there's all sorts of ligaments and stuff like that, but the ulnar ligament or something, they throw so unbelievably hard, and the throwing motion of a baseball pitcher is so unnatural to the human body that at any point, no matter how much you take care of it, no matter how many times, you do all these things to try to maintain it so you don't get there, all of them blow it out. Like the research backs it now. They're trying to tell kids coming up to stop throwing max velo, as in max velocity,
Oh, yeah.
because once you get up to that point, your body is all about making that delivery and all the power you can possibly muster. And it just blows up elbows.
Maybe I was a pitcher in my former life.
Was that your elbows?
Yeah, elbows, shoulder, wrist.
Very
yeah.
well could be.
Yep.
So for a guy like Bowden Francis to come in here, and this is the big takeaway, 26 years old. So he's not like a rookie, but he's technically is sort of a rookie. And to have yet another start where he takes a no-no into the 6th inning is just insanity. And he only throws like 93, 94. He's not one of those big velocity guys throwing 101, 102.
So this was my question, I guess.
Lay it
I
on
was
me.
leading up. What is the average speed of like? And I knew it was like in the 90s, but I didn't know. It's like, oh, is it 92? Is it 98? Is it 104?
A good
Is
pitcher in the majors, you start with a fastball between 95 to 96.
Okay.
That's sort of it. So he's
Yep.
below that. And that sort of seems to be the safety spot too. The guys that throw low 90s now have sort of come to the forefront of how to maintain pitching a full season because they're
Right.
not throwing as hard as all those other
Yep.
guys. So they're not blowing up their arms. So there's value again in less speed. Like the whole thing with baseball just goes because there's so many stats you can take away from it.
Right.
So it's always going all over the place. But the latest thing is all your high velocity guys throwing like 98, 99, all the way up, at some point they're going to blow out their arm. And it's just a matter of when.
Yep.
So everyone sort of tries to maintain how that's going to go. But the good news here with Bowden Francis is he's not going to blow it out because he doesn't throw hard enough. He just kind of just throws it in there. So it's very cool to watch. The Blue Jays back at it, game 2 against the Washington Nationals today. Back to the top of the rotation, which will be Jose Barrios, who gave up a whole lot of not even home runs, a whole lot of runs, period, in the first start of the year. Opening day starter is like a real big honor to get when you're a pitcher for your team, and he was the opening day guy, so it's going to be his redemption tour tonight. 5:07 first pitch. Go Jays, go. Be sure to check out Bowden Francis. He is your newest, most favoritist Blue Jay, I promise you. That was my takeaway from last night.
Well, that's
Cool.
a good one.
Anyone
Yeah.
else got anything?
Well, I guess on baseball topic, I'm not
Lay it
the
on me.
most
Lay it on
well
me.
versed in baseball and baseball sports things in general, but
I got you,
my wife's family is very
Dude,
well.
we talked about this with the berries.
Yes, yeah. So he'll be playing. He's like, I think he's only 18. Like I don't think he's. Or no, he must be 19. Anyway, he's doing like a half school and training thing, and he's throwing at 92
Which is insane. How old is he?
currently. 18, 19.
Yeah, so he's still got
20.
growth. He's still, oh yeah. That's what makes scouts drool right there. That
Yeah,
velocity.
and it's like it's this whole family, man. It's like
That's the baseball
there's-
family.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So baseball. I mean and then the other brother or the other cousin, their kids, like one is playing for the Broncos, The daughter played on the under 18 women's national team.
Everywhere, yeah.
On the other side, he's throwing for the Berries. It's their.
The grandpa was the one to throw the first pitch. Is that right? Dad
That
or
would have been the great. So that my father-in-law.
Yes. Thank you.
But that would be the uncle to these kids.
Okay,
Yeah.
got you.
Yeah. But his brother,
Family, yeah.
Jim, was like very involved in baseball. Like same. They're all. It's a whole thing.
Whole thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So they make up for my lack of anything. That being said, I feel I'm not play at any type of real level, but I could pick up any
Dude, you're a
ball,
manly man. Yeah.
mallet,
Watch 'em
stick, bat, and all. Like I enjoy playing things, and I can bounce around and do it.
I believe that's what a dragon described himself as well. Hey, you like to play them instead of watching them?
I would rather play baseball than watch baseball.
100%.
I played baseball for I don't know how many years, but I enjoyed baseball a lot.
Sock and dingers, dog.
Yep.
That's what it's all about. Anything else that anybody wants to get out there before we wake up Frankie?
No, I can go.
I got it right here, dog.
Oh,
I can go.
I got this.
yeah. It's like, all right, yeah.
Did
Goodbye.
you wear out your stay, Dragon?
Um,
Outro. Are we ready? Are we all ready?
yeah, hit the outro. I'm gonna look up news in the world today. Gas prices down.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Tell us more.
I don't know. I'm just happy about that.
You did talk about it a lot today.
Plastic straws are back in the United States. That's something.
You're here. You want to talk about like the worst things that anyone could have did to us? Paper straws.
Oh.
Eh? Here, you have 2 seconds to use this as a normal straw, and then it's garbage. Good luck. You know? Oh, am I the only one? I thought we were more angry about the straws.
I mean, I guess I don't use a straw. I don't use a straw very much, I guess.
Also,
So it was like,
how often do we use? How often use a straw there, Dragon?
I mean, I would
when I
definitely
go to
say
the-
they were not the sole purpose of global or the sole cause of global warming or whatever.
When I go to the
Seats are
movie
all-
theater, and it's like I did with my friend last night. Like I grabbed 2 straws.
Were they plastic or paper?
Paper. I like to grab 2 straws just in case something happens.
Right. Just in case it lasts.
Backup straws.
Sometimes
3 seconds
if you get a
instead of-
Slurpee, you know what I mean? Like the straw, just like by the end of it, looks like it was attacked by a mongoose or something.
Yeah.
Well, or it like stops working halfway where the cincher on the lid is, constricting it. And then it like, I mean, I've had my share of paper straws. I'm just like,
It's never just been like a huge. It's never.
All
been a
right,
big
you
thing
guys,
for
it
me.
is time to head out to everybody who was at LB working in the studio there doing the tooth booth thing. Thank you to him. Uncle Brando, we completed Cowboy Kid over on the Twitch stream, Dufferin Ave Media. Check it out. A lot of fun there. As we can add that one to Chippendale's Rescue Rangers and River City Ransom. 2 games defeated.
nice.
Or 3 games. 3 games beaten already over in the old Twitch stream. Very proud of that. Tomorrow, no Coach Mazer. We will have most of the all the way around table back, including Curtis Anderson and Simon Hyatt, as well as Adrian the Canadian, all the way from Melbourne, Australia. To Dragon, thank you for filling in, my sweet, beautiful prince. To Uncle Mike, thank you as always for making Tuesdays fantastic. To Matt from all the bands, we love you. We miss you. We'll see you next week. Can't wait to hear all the stories from moving into a brand new house. Congratulations yet again. That is it for us today. Remember, karma's very, very real. Do good things, and they will start happening to you. This place is proof of that. I promise you, all right? Have a great rest of your Tuesday.